Sai Ram, thank you all so much for joining us today on the auspicious occasion of Global Akhanda Bhajans. We'll be following the program as sent in the email. And just a gentle reminder to please be on mute throughout the session, unless if it's your turn to render your bhajan or during the question answer session of the guest speaker. We'll be starting off with 3 ohms. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyestarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shunvannuktibhisida Sadhanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebir Vajanivati Dinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatye Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Shri Bhagavan Satya Sai Babaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Satya Swarupaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Varadaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Satpurushaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Satya Gunatmane Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sadhu Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sadhu Jana Poshanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvajnaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvajana Priyaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvashakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarveshaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvasanga Parityagine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Mahimatmane Namaha. Om Shri Sai Maheshwara Swarupaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Patti Gramodbhavaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Patti Kshetra Nivasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Yashakkai Shirdi Vasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Jodi Adipalli Somappaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bharadwaja Rishigotraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhaktavaschalaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Apantaratmane Namaha. Om Shri Sai Avataramurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvabhaya Nivarine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Apastamba Sutraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Abhayapradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Ratna Karavamshodbhavaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Shirdi Sai Abheda Sakti Avataraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Shankaraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Shirdi Sai Murtaye Namaha. Om Shri Sai Dwarakamai Vasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Chitravati Tataputtapatti Viharine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Shakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sharanagatatranaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Anandaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Anandadaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Artatranaparayanaaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Anadhanadaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Asahaya Sahayaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Lokabandhavaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Lokaraksha Parayanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Lokanadhaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Deenajana Poshanaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Murtitraya Swarupaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Mukti Pradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kalusha Viduraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Karunakaraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarvadharaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Hrudaya Vasine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Punya Phalapradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Papakshayakaraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Roga Nivarine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Sarva Badaharaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Anantanatakartrine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Adipurushaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Adishaktiye Namaha. Om Shri Sai Aprupa Shaktine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Avyakta Rupine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kamakrodha Dvamsine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Kanakaambaradharine Namaha. Om Shri Sai Adbhutacharyaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Apadbandhavaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Prematmane Namaha. Om Shri Sai Premamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Sai Premapradaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhakta Priyaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhakta Mandaraya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhakta Jan Hrudaya Viharaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Bhakta Jan Hrudayalayaya Namaha. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి భక్త పరాధీనాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి భక్తి జ్ఞాన ప్రదీపాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి భక్తి జ్ఞాన ప్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సుజ్ఞాన మార్గదర్శకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి జ్ఞాన స్వరూపాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి గీతా బోధకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి జ్ఞాన సిద్ధిదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సుందర రూపాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి పుణ్య పురుషాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి ఫలప్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి పురుషోత్తమాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి పురాణ పురుషాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి అతీతాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి కాలాతీతాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సిద్ధి రూపాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సిద్ధ సంకల్పాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి ఆరోగ్యప్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి అన్నవస్త్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సంసార దుఃఖ క్షయకరాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సర్వాభీష్టప్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి కళ్యాణ గుణాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి కర్మధ్వంసినే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సాధు మానస శోభితాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సర్వమత సమ్మతాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సాధు మానస పరిశోధకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సాధకానుగ్రహ వట వృక్ష ప్రతిష్టాపకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సకల సంశయ హరాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సకల తత్వబోధకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి యోగీశ్వరాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి యోగీంద్ర వందితాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సర్వమంగళకరాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సర్వసిద్ధిప్రదాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి ఆపన్నివారిణే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి ఆర్తిహరాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి శాంతమూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి సులభ ప్రసన్నాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ సాయి భగవాన్ శ్రీ సత్య సాయి బాబాయ నమః. ఓం భూర్భువస్సువః తత్సవితుర్వరేణ్యం భర్గో దేవస్య ధీమహి ధియో యో నః ప్రచోదయాత్. ఓం భూర్భువస్సువః తత్సవితుర్వరేణ్యం భర్గో దేవస్య ధీమహి ధియో యో నః ప్రచోదయాత్. ఓం భూర్భువస్సువః తత్సవితుర్వరేణ్యం భర్గో దేవస్య ధీమహి ధియో యో నః ప్రచోదయాత్. ఓం సాయీశ్వరాయ విద్మహే సత్యదేవాయ ధీమహి తన్నః సర్వః ప్రచోదయాత్. సాయి రామాయ విద్మహే ఆత్మా రామాయ ధీమహి తన్నో బాబా ప్రచోదయాత్. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి.
Sai Ram, all of you please repeat after me. O Lord,
O Lord,
take my love,
take my love,
let it flow
let it flow
in full devotion
in full devotion
to thee.
to thee.
O Lord,
O Lord,
take my hands,
take my hands,
let them work
let them work
unceasingly
unceasingly
for thee.
for thee.
O Lord,
O Lord,
take my soul,
take my soul,
let merge in
let merge in
perfect oneness
perfect oneness
with thee.
with thee.
O Lord,
O Lord,
take my mind,
take my mind,
let my thoughts
let my thoughts
be in tune
be in tune
with thee.
with thee.
O Lord,
O Lord,
take my everything
take my everything
and let me
let me
be an instrument
be an instrument
for thee.
for thee.
Sai Ram, now we'll be having a short message on Bhajans by our beloved Swami, followed by the Bhajan session.
విద్యార్థులారా,
Students,
యథోవాచో నివర్తంతే అప్రాప్య మనసా సహా.
the word in the mind return in futility, being not able to understand the divinity.
కనుకనే గాన సంకీర్తనం చేతనే, సమష్టి గాన సంకీర్తనం చేతనే మరింత జగత్వ్యాప్తి గావించడానికి, హృదయం వికసించడానికి, విశాలం కావడానికి చక్కని అవకాశములు ఉంటున్నాయి.
By singing together, there is every possibility to blossom our devotion and to reach out
ఈ
to
సమష్టి
everybody.
భజన అనేటువంటిది చాలా ఉత్తమమైనటువంటిది.
Collective singing is noblest of all.
దీనిని మొట్టమొదట గురు నానక్ ప్రారంభించాడు.
It was Guru Nanak who started this collective singing.
అతను అందరూ కూడా ఏకంగా పాడేటువంటి రీతిగా భజన్లోని ప్రారంభించాడు.
He started bhajans, collective community singing.
కనుక అట్టి భజన అనేటువంటిదే మానవుణ్ణి చక్కగా తరింపజేస్తూ వచ్చింది.
It's only bhajan, collective singing in chorus.
కబీర్ దాసు,
Kabir,
తులసిదాసు,
Tulsidas,
రామదాసు,
Ramdas.
వీరందరూ కూడాను ఈ నామ సంకీర్తన చేతనే తరిస్తూ వచ్చారు.
Their lives are redeemed because of these bhajans.
ఈ నామ సంకీర్తన లోపల ఇంత మహత్తరమైన శక్తి ఉంటుండాలి.
Such great mighty strength is latent in the singing of the glory of
భగవంతునికి
God.
రూపం లేదని చెప్పుకోవచ్చును కానీ నామం మాత్రం ఉంటుండాలి.
You may say that God has no form, but He has a name.
Sai Ram, now we'll be starting.
हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, विद्याभूति प्रदाता, हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, विद्याभूति प्रदाता, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, सुंदर साई गणेश गणेश, सुंदर साई गणेश, पशुपति तनया बाल गजानन, तुम हो विघ्न विनाश गणेश, तुम हो विघ्न विनाश, हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, विद्याभूति प्रदाता, हे शिवानंदन पाहि गजानन, विद्याभूति प्रदाता, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, मंगल कर है, सुंदर साई गणेश गणेश, सुंदर साई गणेश, पशुपति तनया बाल गजानन, तुम हो विघ्न विनाश गणेश, तुम हो विघ्न विनाश,
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call. Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call. Sai Ram, I know you must hear my call. Sai Ram, I know you must hear my call. Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call. In my heart is a burning, yearning for you. In my heart is a burning, yearning for you. I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you. I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you. Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call. Sai Ram, I know you must hear my call. Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call. In my heart is a burning, yearning for you. I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you. I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you. Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai janga janani. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani. Mata, mata, mata jaga janani. Mata, mata, mata jaga janani. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani. Jaga janani shubhakarini, jaga janani shubhakarini, sai jaganmata, sai jaganmata, satya sai jaganmata, satya sai jaganmata. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani. Mata, mata, mata jaga janani. Mata, mata jaga janani. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani. Jaga janani shubhakarini, jaga janani shubhakarini, sai jaganmata, sai jaganmata, satya sai jaganmata, satya sai jaganmata. Ambamandahasavadani manohari sai jaga janani.
कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम तुम हो भक्तों के युगावतार तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल तुम हो भक्तों के युगावतार तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल पत्तीपुरी के साई गोपाल पत्तीपुरी के साई गोपाल हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम तुम हो भक्तों के युगावतार तुम हो नंदा नंद के लाल पत्तीपुरी के साई गोपाल पत्तीपुरी के साई गोपाल हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम हे दीननाथ साई राम कोटि प्रणाम शतकोटि प्रणाम
सत्य स्वरूपिणी मां साई प्रेम स्वरूपिणी मां सत्य स्वरूपिणी मां साई प्रेम स्वरूपिणी मां परमानंददायिनी हृदय विहारिणी पळति निवासिनी मां परमानंददायिनी हृदय विहारिणी पळति निवासिनी मां विघ्न विनाशिनी भवभयहारिणी कालिकापालिनी मां विघ्न विनाशिनी भवभयहारिणी कालिकापालिनी मां हे त्रिभुवनधारिणी मंगलकारिणी मोक्षप्रदायिनी मां परमानंददायिनी हृदय विहारिणी पळति निवासिनी मां परमानंददायिनी हृदय विहारिणी पळति निवासिनी मां सत्य स्वरूपिणी मां साई प्रेम स्वरूपिणी मां परमानंददारिणी पळति निवासिनी मां विघ्न विनाशिनी
Sai Ramandi, we are unable to hear your voice. Sai. Can you please unmute yourself? Just now, I think we are unable to hear your voice from your end. Side down.
Saidam, sorry. Vigna vinasini bhavapayaharin kalikapalini ma he tribhuvanadarini mangalakarini mokshapradaini ma paramanandadayini hridaya viharini partinivasini ma paramanandadayini hridaya viharini पर्तिनिवासिनि मा सत्यस्वरूपिणि मा साई प्रेम स्वरूपिणि मा.
At your feet, dear Lord, we pray. At your feet, dear Lord, we pray. Grace us with your love this day. Grace us with your love this day. Sai Baba, Sai Baba, you are Krishna, you are Rama. Sai Baba, Sai Baba, you are Krishna, you are Rama. Oh Baba, you are mother, you are father. Oh Baba, you are mother, you are father. You're all name, every form, all that was and will be born. You are all names, every form, all that is forevermore. At your feet, dear Lord, we pray. Grace us with your love this day. Sai Baba, you are Krishna, you are Rama. Oh Baba, you are mother, you are father. You're all names, every form. All that was and will be born, you are all names, every form. All that is forevermore. All that is forevermore. All that is forevermore. At your feet, dear Lord, we pray. Grace us with your love this day.
Nataraja, Nataraja, Nartana Sundara Nataraja, 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 Nartana Sundara Nataraja, Shivaraja, Shivaraja, Shivatandava Priya Shivaraja, 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 Shivatandava Priya Shivaraja, Chidambaresa Nataraja, Chidambaresa Nataraja, Partipurisha Shivaraja, Partipurisha Nataraja, 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 Natana Sundara Nataraja, Shivaraja, Shivaraja, Shivatandava Priya Shivaraja, Chidambaresa Nataraja, Partipurisa Nataraja, 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 Nartana Sundara Nataraja.
क्षीराब्धिशयना नारायणा श्रीलक्ष्मीरमणा नारायणा नारायण हरिनारायण नरहरिरूपा नारायण वैकुण्ठवासा नारायण वैदेही मोहन नारायण नारायण हरिनारायण नट जन परिपाल नारायण क्षीराब्धिशयन नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मीरमण नारायण नारायण हरिनारायण नरहरिरूपा नारायण वैकुण्ठवासा नारायण वैदेही मोहन नारायण नारायण हरिनारायण नट जन परिपाल नारायण क्षीराब्धिशयन नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मीरमण नारायण
दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम हे राम राम जय राम साई राम 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 हे राम राम जय राम साई राम 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 दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागर राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागर राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम 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 हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम 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 दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम हे राम राम जय राम साई राम 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 हे राम राम जय राम साई राम 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 दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागर राम दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागर राम दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम 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 हे दीनों के प्रभु राम साई राम 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 दानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल राम
जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर सांब सदा शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो शैलेश्वर करुणामयि शंकरा शैलेश्वर करुणामयि शंकरा लिंगोद्भवकर शिव शंभो साई लिंगोद्भवकर शिव शंभो त्रिशूल जटाधरा गंगाधारी त्रिशूल जटाधरा गंगाधारी हलाहलधर शंभो हलाहलधर शंभो सांब सदा शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर सांब सदा शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो शैलेश्वर करुणामयि शंकरा शैलेश्वर करुणामयि शंकरा लिंगोद्भवकर शिव शंभो साई लिंगोद्भवकर शिव शंभो त्रिशूल जटाधरा गंगाधारी हलाहलधर शंभो हलाहलधर शंभो सांब सदा शिव शंभो पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो साई पतीश्वर साई शिव शंभो जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकरा
साई 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 बाबा साई 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 प्यार करे सब साई से साई सबसे प्यार करे everybody loves साई साई loves everybody साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम शिरडी वाले साई प्यार करे सब साई से साई सबसे प्यार करे खाली झोली भरता साई करता मुरादे पूरी साई खाली झोली भरता साई करता मुरादे पूरी साई करता मुरादे पूरी साई everybody loves साई साई loves everybody साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम शिरडी वाले साई प्यार करे सब साई से साई सबसे प्यार करे everybody loves साई साई loves everybody साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम शिरडी वाले साई खाली झोली भरता साई करता मुरादे पूरी साई करता मुरादे पूरी साई. Everybody loves Sai. Sai loves everybody. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Shirdi wale Sai. Shirdi wale Sai. Shirdi wale Sai. प्यार करे सब साई से. साई सबसे प्यार करे.
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. 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 अंजनी पुत्र बलभीमा आंजनेय बलभीमा. 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 बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. वायुकुमार बलभीमा वानर वीर 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 बलभीमा. बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. पट्टी पुरीशा साई रामा पावन पुरुषा साई रामा. 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 साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. अंजनी पुत्र बलभीमा आंजनेय बलभीमा. अंजनी पुत्र बलभीमा आंजनेय बलभीमा. बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. वायुकुमार बलभीमा वानर वीर बलभीमा. वायुकुमार बलभीमा वानर वीर बलभीमा. बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. बलभीम 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 बलभीमा. पट्टी पुरीशा साई रामा पावन पुरुषा साई रामा. पट्टी पुरीशा साई रामा पावन पुरुषा साई रामा. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की.
ईश्वरांबा प्रियनंदना. ईश्वरांबा प्रियनंदना. साई जय जगवंदना. साई जय जगवंदना. साई जय जगवंदना. ईश्वरांबा प्रियनंदना. रत्नाकर कुलभूषण. रत्नाकर कुलभूषण. राजीव नयन नारायण. राजीव नयन नारायण. नारायण हरि नारायण. नारायण हरि नारायण. नारायण साई नारायण. नारायण साई नारायण. ईश्वराम्बा प्रियनन्दना ईश्वराम्बा प्रियनन्दना साई जय जगवन्दना साई जय जगवन्दना साई जय जगवन्दना ईश्वराम्ब प्रियनन्दना रत्नाकर कुलभूषण रत्नाकर कुलभूषण राजीवनयन नारायण राजीवनयन नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण ईश्वराम्बा प्रियनन्दना साईराम
शङ्करा शिव शङ्करा शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई शङ्करा शिव शङ्करा शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई शङ्कर 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 साई शङ्कर 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 साई शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई ओंकार प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई ओंकार प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई कैलास प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई कैलास प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई नाथ जन प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई नाथ जन प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई शङ्कर 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 साई शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई शङ्करा शिव शङ्करा शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई शङ्कर 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 साई शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई ओंकार प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई कैलास प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई नाथ जन प्रिय शिव शङ्कर साई शङ्कर 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 साई शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई शङ्करा शिव शङ्करा शिव शङ्कर रूप महेश्वर साई
साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई साई मेरा जीवन सहारा साई मेरा जीवन सहारा साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई तेरे बिना साई सब है अंधेरा तेरे बिना साई सब है अंधेरा पार करो मेरी जीवन नैया पार करो मेरी जीवन नैया चरण लगा लो मुझे साई कन्हैया चरण लगा लो मुझे साई कन्हैया साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई साई मेरा जीवन सहारा साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई तेरे बिना साई सब है अंधेरा, पार करो मेरी जीवन नैया, चरण लगा लो मुझे साई कन्हैया, चरण लगा लो मुझे साई कन्हैया, साई है जीवन जीवन सत्य साई।
राम साई राम साई राम साई राम, 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 कौशल्य नंदन दशरथ राम, कौशल्य नंदन दशरथ राम, जानकी वल्लभ जय जय राम, जानकी वल्लभ जय जय राम, लक्ष्मण सेवित लावण्य राम, लक्ष्मण सेवित लावण्य राम, रावण मर्दन रणधीर राम, रावण मर्दन रणधीर राम, अयोध्यवासी राजा राम, अयोध्यवासी राजा राम, अंजन प्रिय सुत आत्माभिराम, अंजन प्रिय सुत आत्माभिराम, राम साई राम साई राम साई राम, राम साई राम साई राम साई राम, कौशल्य नंदन दशरथ राम, जानकी वल्लभ जय जय राम, लक्ष्मण सेवित लावण्य राम, रावण मर्दन रणधीर राम, अयोध्यवासी राजा राम, अंजन प्रिय सुत आत्माभिराम, अंजन प्रिय सुत आत्माभिराम, राम साई राम साई राम साई राम।
गंगजटाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजामन रमण, गंगजटाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजामन रमण, जय मृत्युंजय महदेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरण, जय मृत्युंजय महदेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरण, नंदिवाहन नागभूषण, नंदिवाहन नागभूषण, निरुपम गुण सदना, निरुपम गुण सदना, नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ हरि, नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई नीरजदल नयना, नीरजदल नयना, गंगजटाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजामन रमण, जय मृत्युंजय महदेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरण, जय मृत्युंजय महदेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरण, नंदिवाहन नागभूषण, नंदिवाहन नागभूषण, निरुपम गुण सदना, निरुपम गुण सदना, नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ हरि नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई नीरजदल नयना नीरजदल नयना गंगजटाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजामन रमणा।
शिव शंभो शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा शिव शंभो शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा हर 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 महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा हर 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 महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा हाला हलधर शंभो अनादनादा शंभो हाला हलधर शंभो अनादनादा शंभो हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम नमः शिवाय शिव शंभो शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा हर 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 महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा हर 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 महादेवा शिव शंभो महादेवा हाला हलधर शंभो अनाधनादा शंभो हाला हलधर शंभो अनाधनादा शंभो हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम 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 हरि ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम ओम हरि ओम ओम हरि ओम नमः शिवाय शिव शंभो शंभो शिव शंभो महादेवा
साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम। साई माता पिता दीन बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम। मुझे शक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे भक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा, मुझे मुक्ति दो मेरे साई शिवा। साई माता पिता दीना बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में साई मेरा कोटि प्रणाम।
भज रे मानवा सान गुरुदेवा, भज रे मानवा सान गुरुदेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। भज रे मानवा सान गुरुदेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। निस दिन ध्यान करूं मैं तेरा, निस दिन ध्यान करूं मैं तेरा, जन्म जन्म का मिटिया तेरा, जन्म जन्म का मिटिया तेरा। परब्रह्म परमेश्वर रूपा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर रूपा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर देवा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर देवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। भज रे मनवा सान गुरुदेवा, भज रे मनवा सान गुरुदेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। भज रे मनवा सान गुरुदेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। निस दिन ध्यान करूं मैं तेरा, निस दिन ध्यान करूं मैं तेरा, जन्म जन्म का मिटिया तेरा, जन्म जन्म का मिटिया तेरा। परब्रह्म परमेश्वर रूपा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर रूपा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर देवा, परब्रह्म परमेश्वर देवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा। भज रे मानवा सान गुरुदेवा, परम कृपालु साई महादेवा।
रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना। प्यारे मेरे नंदना रघुनंदना, प्यारे मेरे नंदना रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, राजीव लोचना रघुनंदना, राजीव लोचना रघुनंदना, दशरथ तनया रघुनंदना, दशरथ तनया रघुनंदना, दशमुख मर्दन रघुनंदना, दशमुख मर्दन रघुनंदना, राजीव लोचना रघुनंदना, राजीव लोचना रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, प्यारे मेरे नंदना रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, राजीव लोचना रघुनंदना, दशरथ तनया रघुनंदना, दशमुख मर्दन रघुनंदना, जानकी जीवन रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना, रघुनंदना हे रघुनंदना।
गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय, गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय, गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय, गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय, गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय, गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माया मीरा मन विहारी, मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय, गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माया मीरा मन विहारी, मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण जय रामा कृष्ण जय, राधा कृष्ण जय, बाला कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय रामा कृष्ण जय, राधा कृष्ण जय, बाला कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय, गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय, गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय, गोपिका माला हारी प्यारी माया मीरा मन विहारी, मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण जय रामा कृष्ण जय, राधा कृष्ण जय, बाला कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय कृष्ण जय, कृष्ण 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 जय, Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Bala Bala Radha Krishna Jai.
सर्वधर्म प्रिय देवा सर्वधर्म प्रिय देवा सत्य साई देवा सत्य साई देवा अल्लाह येशु बुद्धर नानक अल्लाह येशु बुद्धर नानक जोराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो सौराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो राम भी तुम हो कृष्ण भी तुम हो विश्व रूप तुम हो विश्व रूप तुम हो साई विश्व रूप तुम हो सर्वधर्म प्रिय देवा सत्य साई देवा अल्लाह येशु बुद्धर नानक जोराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो राम भी तुम हो कृष्ण भी तुम हो विश्व रूप तुम हो विश्व रूप तुम हो साई विश्व रूप तुम हो सर्वधर्म प्रिय देवा
रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा अहल्योद्धारक सुगुणाभिरामा अहल्योद्धारक सुगुणाभिरामा रावण संहार कोदंड रामा रावण संहार कोदंड रामा अयोध्य रामा पट्टाभिरामा अयोध्य रामा पट्टाभिरामा नव नव कोमल श्री साई रामा नव नव कोमल श्री साई रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा अहल्योद्धारक सुगुणाभिरामा रावण संहार कोदंड रामा अयोध्य रामा पट्टाभिरामा नव नव कोमल श्री साई रामा नव नव कोमल श्री साई रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा रामचंद्र प्रभु रघुवंश रामा सीतापते जय जानकी रामा
வருவாய் 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 அம்மா, வருவாய் 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 அம்மா, திருவே உருவாய் வருவாய் அம்மா, திருவே உருவாய் வருவாய் அம்மா, இருளை நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, மன இருளை நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, உந்தன் அருளை பொழிந்திடு சாயி அம்மா, உந்தன் அருளை பொழிந்திடு சாயி அம்மா, வருவாய் 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 அம்மா, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, மகாலட்சுமி மாதங்கி மீனாட்சி நீயே, மகாலட்சுமி மாதங்கி மீனாட்சி நீயே, வரலக்ஷ்மி வாராகி விசலாட்சி நீயே, வரலக்ஷ்மி வாராகி விசலாட்சி நீயே, உலகாலும் மாயே பிரசாந்தி தாயே, உலகாலும் மாயே பிரசாந்தி தாயே, அம்மா 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 அம்மா, வருவாய் 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 அம்மா, திருவே உருவாய் வருவாய் அம்மா, இருளை நீக்கிட வருவாய் அம்மா, உந்தன் அருளை பொழிந்திடு தாயே அம்மா, வருவாய் 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 அம்மா, கல்யாணி கருமாரி காமாட்சி நீயே, மகாலட்சுமி மாதங்கி மீனாட்சி நீயே, வரலக்ஷ்மி வாராகி விசலாட்சி நீயே, உலகாலும் மாயே பிரசாந்தி தாயே, அம்மா 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 அம்மா, வருவாய் 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 அம்மா.
मानस भजरे गुरु चरणम, मानस भजरे गुरु चरणम, दुस्तर भव सागर तरणम, दुस्तर भव सागर तरणम, गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय, गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय, साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय, सत्य साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः,
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva Om. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva Om. Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Om Namo Baba. Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Om Namo Baba. Manasa Bajare Guru Charanam, Dostara Bhava Sagara Taranam. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Sainath Sadguru Jai Jai, Sainath Sadguru Jai Jai. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva Om. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva Om. Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Om Namo Baba, Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Omkaram Baba, Om Namo Baba. Manasa Bajare Guru Charanam, Dostara Bhava Sangara Taranam.
मंदिर में तुम राम हो साईं, मंदिर में तुम राम हो साईं, मस्जिद में अल्लाह अकबर, मस्जिद में अल्लाह अकबर, गुरुद्वारे में तो गुरु नानक, गुरुद्वारे में तो गुरु नानक, मन मंदिर में साईं साईं, मन मंदिर में साईं साईं, बोलो राम एक ही नाम, 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 सब मिल बोलो साईं राम, सब मिल बोलो साईं राम, मंदिर में तुम राम हो साईं, मस्जिद में अल्लाह अकबर, गुरुद्वारे में तो गुरु नानक, मन मंदिर में साईं साईं, बोलो राम एक ही नाम, बोलो राम एक ही नाम, सब मिल बोलो साईं राम, मंदिर में तुम राम हो साईं।
जगत पालना जगन्मोहना, जगत पालना जगन्मोहना, सुंदर साई गोपालना, सुंदर साई गोपालना, मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदना, मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदना, मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदना, जगत पालना जगन्मोहना,
जगत्पालना जगन्मोहना केशव गोविन्द जनार्दना केशव गोविन्द जनार्दना श्रीधर माधव दामोदर श्रीधर माधव दामोदर अच्युतानन्त नारायण अच्युतानन्त नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन जगत्पालना जगन्मोहना जगत्पालना जगन्मोहना सुंदर साई गोपालना मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन जगत्पालना जगन्मोहना केशव गोविन्द जनार्दन श्रीधर माधव दामोदर अच्युतानन्त नारायण अच्युतानन्त नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण श्री साई कृष्ण नारायण मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन मुनिजन सेवित मधुसूदन जगत्पालना जगन्मोहना
दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा रघुकुल तिलक रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा रघुकुल तिलक रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा अगल्योदारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा अगल्योदारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा शिरिडी पुरीचा रामा पुटपतिपुरी परंदामा शिरिडी पुरीचा रामा पुटपतिपुरी परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा रघुकुल तिलक रामा सत्य साई श्री परंदामा दशरथ नंदन रामा दया सागर रामा अगल्योदारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा अगल्योदारक रामा शाप विमोचन रामा शिरिडी पुरीचा रामा पुटपतिपुरी परंदामा शिरिडिपुरीश राम चित्पुटपतिपुरी परंदामा दशरथ नंदन राम दया सागर राम।
हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा
हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा
हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा
हे
इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा हे इंदुशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे चंद्रशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे चंद्रशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे चंद्रशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे हर हर शिव शिव पिनाक वैभव राजा शंकरा हे हर हर शिव शिव पिनाक वैभव राजा शंकरा शिवराजा शंकरा शिवराजा शंकरा हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा हे चंद्रशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे चंद्रशेखरा शंभो शिवराजा शंकरा हे हर हर शिव शिव पिनाक वैभव राजा शंकरा हे हर हर शिव शिव पिनाक वैभव राजा शंकरा शिवराजा शंकरा शिवराजा शंकरा साई राजा शंकरा साई राजा शंकरा हे इंदुशेखरा राजा शिवराजा शंकरा।
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
श्रुतजन परिपाला साईशा
श्रितजन परिपाला साईशा
श्रुतजन परिपाला साईशा
श्रितजन परिपाला साईशा
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
श्रीनिवासा वेंकटेशा
तिरुपति गिरिवासा गोविंदा
तिरुपति गिरिवासा गोविंदा
Tirupati Girivasa Govinda
Tirupati Girivasa Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa 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 Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partinivasa Govinda
Srinivasa Venkatesha
Srinivasa Venkatesha
Shrutajana Paripala Saisha
Sridhajana Paripala Saisha
Srinivasa Venkatesha
Srinivasa Venkatesha
Tirupati Girivasa Govinda
Tirupati Girivasa Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Pattinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Srinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Pattinivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Partivasa Govinda
Govinda Govinda Pattinivasa Govinda
Srinivasa Venkatesha Shrutajana Paripala Saisha
रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र मम बन्धो रामचंद्र दय सिंधो रामचंद्र मम बन्धो रामचंद्र दय सिंधो रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र मम बन्धो रामचंद्र दय सिंधो रामचंद्र मम बन्धो सिंधो रामचंद्र दय सिंधो रघुवीरा रणधीरा रघुनाथा जगन्नाथ रघुरामा परंधामा मम बंधो दय सिंधो रघुवीरा रणधीरा रघुनाथ जगन्नाथ मम बंधो दय सिंधो मम बंधो दय सिंधो रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा.
கந்த குமர வடிவேலா கந்த குமர வடிவேலா கௌரி புத்திர வடிவேலா கந்த குமர வடிவேலா கௌரி புத்திர வடிவேலா कार्तिकेय करुणा सागर कार्तिकेय करुणा सागर दीन शरण्य वडिवेला दीन शरण्य वडिवेला श्री साईनाथ वडिवेला कंद कुमर वडिवेला कंद कुमर वडिवेला गौरी पुत्र वडिवेला कार्तिकेय करुणा सागर कार्तिकेय करुणा सागर दीन शरण्य वडिवेला श्री साईनाथ वडिवेला श्री साईनाथ वडिवेला कंद कुमर वडिवेला.
गौरीनाथाय विश्वनाथाय गौरीनाथाय विश्वनाथाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय गुणातीताय गुणाधाराय गुणातीताय गुणाधाराय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय काल कालाय कालातीताय काल कालाय कालातीताय काल रूपाय नमः शिवाय काल रूपाय नमः शिवाय प्रेम रूपाय पर्तिवासाय प्रेम रूपाय पर्तिवासाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय गौरीनाथाय विश्वनाथाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय गुणातीताय गुणाधाराय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय काल कालाय कालातीताय काल रूपाय नमः शिवाय प्रेम रूपाय पर्तिवासाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय साईनाथाय नमः शिवाय Om Namah Shivaya Sai Shivaya. 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 Gaurinathaya Vishwanathaya Sainathaya Namah Shivaya.
Sairam Lakshmi, are you there? It's your turn. Sairam. If not, she's there. Then we'll
प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री राम 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 भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक शांति सुख निदान दिव्य राम नाम परम शांति सुख निदान दिव्य राम नाम निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम निराधार को सब किसामना माता पिता बंधु सखा सब निराजना भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम भक्त जनर
Don't worry, be happy, for Baba loves us so. Don't worry, be happy, for Baba loves us so. Illusions are many, but underneath them all, illusions are many, but underneath them all, there is one reality, that you and I are one. There is one reality, that you and I are one. That God is love and love is God and man are one. That God is love and love is God and man are one. Don't worry, be happy, for Baba loves us so. Don't worry, be happy, for Baba loves us so. Illusions are many, but underneath them all, illusions are many, but underneath them all, there is one reality, that you and I are one. There is one reality, that you and I are one. That God is love and love is God and man are one. That God is love and love is God and man are one. That God is love and love is God and man are one. Don't worry, be happy, for Baba loves us so. Illusions are many, but underneath them all. Sairam. Is anyone wants to sing Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam? Anyone comfortable singing that bhajan?
Sairam Lakshmi, I can do it.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Sai Charanam Sri Guru Charanam. Sai Charanam Sri Guru Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Brahmananda Pradayaka Charanam. Brahmananda Pradayaka Charanam. Sharanam Sai Sharanam. Sharanam Sharanam Sai Sharanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Sai Charanam Sri Guru Charanam. Sai Charanam Sri Guru Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam. Brahmananda Pradayaka Charanam. Brahmananda Pradayaka Charanam. Sharanam 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 Sai Charanam. Pratha Smaranam Sri Guru Charanam.
Anjaneya Veera Hanumanta Shura Vayu Kumara Vanara Veera. Anjaneya Veera Hanumanta Shura Vayu Kumara Vanara Veera. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Sham. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Sham. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Sham. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Sai Ram. Anjaneya Veera Hanumanta Shura Vayukumara Vanara Veera Anjaneya Veera Hanumanta Shura Vayukumara Vanara Veera Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Shyam Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Shyam Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Radhe Shyam Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Sita Ram Jai Sai Ram Anjaneya Veera Hanumanta Shura
Subramanyam Subramanyam Shanmukanatha Subramanyam 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 Sainatha Subramanyam Shiva 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 Subramanyam Hara 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 Subramanyam Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam Shiva Sharavana Bhava Subramanyam Guru Sharavana Bhava Subramanyam Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Subramanyam Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Subramanyam 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 Shanmukanatha Subramanyam 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 Sainatha Subramanyam 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 Sainatha Subramanyam 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 Shanmukanatha Subramanyam 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 Sainatha Subramanyam
Om Tat Sat Shri Narayana Tu Purushottama Guru Tu Siddha Bhuta Tu Skanda Vinayaka Savita Pavaka Tu Savita Pavaka Tu Brahmamasya tu Yahova Shakti tu Yeshu Pita Prabhu tu Rudra Vishnu tu Rama Krishna tu Rahimata tu Rahimata tu Vasudeva Go Vishwarupa tu Chidananda Haritu Advitiya tu Akala Nirbhaya Atmalinga Shivatu Atmalinga Shivatu Paramatmalinga Shivatu Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, now we'll be moving on to the Veda chanting session, followed by the experience sharing.
Sairam. We will start the Vedam now. Om Gananantva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannotipisseta Satanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवहुतो तैषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुदते नमः या तैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते धनुः शिवा शरव्याया तव तयानो रुद्रमृडया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनुरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्तापि चाकशेः यामिषुं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिपर्श्यस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि पुंसि पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्च वदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अद्य वोचदधि वक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽपि शक् अहि गुष्य सर्वा आञ्चम्बयन् सर्वा आश्च यातु धान्यः असव्यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत भभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ए चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिता सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेन यीमहे असव्यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उतैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो प्रणयाति नः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीदुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुष्य दन्वनस्वमुभयोरार्नियोर्जां याश्च ते हस्तैषवः पराथा पगवो वपा अवतत्यदनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशतेषु दे निशीर्य शल्यानां मुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्यं धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्योपानवागुं भूता अनेशन्नस्येषव आबुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मेडुष्टमहस्ते बभूवते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतत्स्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातताय दृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुदते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अतो ययुषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निते हितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयंबकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशाञ्च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय द्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो भप्लुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तथा विनेक्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहितायस्तपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिज्याय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्छैर्कोशाय क्रन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीथाय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिने सेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिन इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचेरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः श्रुकाभिभ्यो जिगाकुं सद्यो मुष्णतां पतये नमो नमो सिमद्यो नक्तञ्चरभ्यः प्रकृन्तानां पतये नमो नमः उष्णीशिने गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमः इषुमद्भ्यो दन्वाभिभ्यः शवो नमो नमः आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिददानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आयच्छद्भ्यो विसृजद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमोऽस्यभ्यो विद्यभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः आसीनेभ्यश्च यानेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्वपद्भ्यो जाग्रद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः स्तिष्ठभ्यो तापद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो अश्वेभ्यो अश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नम आप्यादिनीभ्यो विविद्यन्तीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः उगनाभ्यस्त्रगुंहतीभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो कृत्सेभ्यो कृत्सपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो महद्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रतिभ्यो रतेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमो रतेभ्यो रतपतिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः शत्रुभ्यः सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च वो नमो नमस्तक्षभ्यो रतकारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः कुलालेभ्यः कर्मारेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः पुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः ऋषिकृद्भ्यो धन्वकृद्भ्यश्च वो नमो नमो मृगयुभ्यश्वनिभ्यश्च वो नमो नमः श्वभ्यश्वपतिभ्यश्च वो नमः नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च शितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युक्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च शिपिविष्टाय च नमो मीदुष्टमाय चेषुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वर्षीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्वने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशवे चाचिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीप्याय च नमः ऊर्म्याय चावस्वन्याय च नमः श्रोतस्याय च द्वीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय चापरजाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापघल्वाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुध्नियाय च नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेनाय चाशुरथाय च नमः शूराय चापविन्दते च नमो वर्मिने च वरूदिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय चाहनन्याय च नमो तृष्णवे च प्रमुषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने चेषु धिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णे शवे चायुधिने च नमः स्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पत्याय च नमः कार्त्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूत्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईद्रियाय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्मयाय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ॐ हर 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 ॐ नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमस्ताम्राय चारुणाय च नमः शङ्गाय च पशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे वधाय च दूरे वधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हनीयसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमस्तीत्याय च कूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च पार्याय च नमः प्रतरनाय चोत्तरनाय च नमः आतार्याय च लात्याय च नमः षष्प्याय च फेन्याय च नमः सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नम इरिन्याय च प्रपथ्याय च नमः किगुंशिलाय च क्षयनाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ठ्याय च गृह्याय च नमस्तल्प्याय च गेह्याय च नमः काट्याय च गह्वरेष्ठाय च नमो हृदयाय च निवेश्याय च नमः पागुंसव्याय च रजस्याय च नमः शुष्क्याय च हरित्याय च नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च नमः ऊर्व्याय च सूर्म्याय च नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णशद्याय च नमो पगुरमानाय चाभिघ्नते च नमः आखिदते च प्रखिदते च नमो वह्किरिकेभ्यो देवानागुं हृदयेभ्यो नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो नम आनिर्हतेभ्यो नम आमीवत्केभ्यः द्रापे अंधसस्पते दरिद्रन्नीललोहिता येषां पुरुषाणामेषां पशूनां माभेर्मारोमो येषां किञ्चनाममत् या ते रुद्रशिवा तनु शिवा विश्वाहपेशजी शिवा रुद्रस्य पेशजी तया नो मृणजीवसे इमागुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रवरामहे मतिं यथा नश्यमसद्विपते चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरं मृडानो रुद्रोतनो मयस्कृति क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्चञ्चयोश्च मनुरायजे पिता तदश्याम तव रुद्रप्रणीतौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मानभुक्षन्तमुतमानभुक्षितं मानो वदी पितरं मोत मातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोकेतनये मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभामितो वदिर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरात्ते गोघ्न उत पूरुषग्ने क्षयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मे ते अस्तु रक्षा च नो अधि च देव ब्रूयता च नः शर्म यच्चद्विपर्राः स्तुहि श्रुतं गर्तसदं युवानं मृगन्न भीममुपहन्तुमुग्रं मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मन्निपपन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतुर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरकायोः अवस्थिरामगवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीड्वस्तोकायतनयाय मृडया मीडुष्टमशिवतमशिवो नः सुमना भव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्निताय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरिदविलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रगुं हेतयोन्यमस्मन्निपपन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रदा बाहुवोस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचीनामुखाकृति सहस्राणि सहस्रशो ये रुद्रा अधिभूम्यां तेषाकुं सहस्रयोजने बधन्वानि तन्मसि अस्मिन्महत्यर्नवेऽन्तरिक्षे भवा अधि नीलग्रीवा शितिकण्ठा शर्वा अधः क्षमाचराः नीलग्रीवा शितिकण्ठा दिवकुं रुद्रावुपश्रिताः हे वृक्षेषु सस्पिञ्जरा नीलग्रीवा विलोहिताः हे भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासक्कपर्दिनः ये अन्येषु विविद्यन्ति पात्रेषु पिबतो जनान् हे पतां पतिरक्षय ऐलभृदायभ्युदः हे तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति श्रुकावन्तो निषङ्गिनः य एतावन्तश्च भूयाकुंसश्च दिशो रुद्रावितस्थिरे तेषाकुं सहस्रयोजने वधन्वानि तन्मसि नमो रुद्रेभ्यो ये पृथिव्यां ये एन्तरिक्षे ये दिवि येषामन्नं वातो वर्षमिषवस्तेभ्यो दश प्राचिर्दश दक्षिणा दश प्रति क्षीर्दशोति क्षीर्दशोर्ध्वास्तेभ्यो नमस्ते नो मृणयन्तु तेयं द्विष्मो यश्च नो द्वेष्टितं भोजं मे दधामि त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् यो रुद्रो अग्नव्यो अप्सु य औषधीषु यो रुद्रो विश्वा भुवना विवेश तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु एते सहस्रमयुतं पाशा मृत्यो मर्त्याय हन्तवे तान् यज्ञस्य मायया सर्वानवयजामहे मृत्यवे स्वाहा मृत्यवे स्वाहा प्राणानां ग्रन्थिरसि रुद्रो मा विशान्तकः तेनान्नेना आप्यायस्व नमो रुद्राय विष्णवे मृत्युर्मे पाहि तमुष्टु हि यश्विषु सुधन्वायो विश्वस्य क्षयति भेषजस्य एक्ष्वा महेशौ मनसाय रुद्रं नमो ओभिर्देवमसुरन्दुवस्य अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्वभे एष चोयगुं शिवापिमर्शनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 चञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रञ्च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे नात्रञ्च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरञ्च मे लयश्च मरुतञ्च मे मृतञ्च मे यक्ष्मञ्च मे नामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वञ्च मे न मित्रञ्च मे भयञ्च मे सुगञ्च मे शयनञ्च मे सूषा च मे सुदिनञ्च मे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अदपुरुषो ह वै नारायणो कामयत प्रजासृजेयेति नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणात् रुद्रो जायते नारायणात् इन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणात् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रा वसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दांसि नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते ॐ अदनित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः द्यावा पृथिव्यौ च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण ये वेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातः शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्टात् ओमित्यैकाक्षरं नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदं यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति अनपब्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगुं रायस्पौषं गौपत्यं ततो मृतत्वमश्नुते इति ययेवं वेद प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्मपुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकार मकार इति तानेकता समवरत्तदेतदोमिति यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्म संसार बन्धनात् ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनं तस्मात् तदितावन्मात्रं ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्तमेकं नारायणं कारणरूपमकार परब्रह्मोम् एतदधर्वशिरो योधीते प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति माध्यं दिनमादित्याभिमुखोदीयानः पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायण पुण्यं लभते नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति ययेवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मामत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यदा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु ओम शांति शांति शांतिः
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम आशीर्वादम to get brilliance शुक्रपात्रेण गृह्णाति गृह्णाति शुक्रपात्रेण गृह्णाति यजमान देवत्यो गृह्णाति शुक्रपात्रेण गृह्णाति यजमान देवत्या शुक्रपात्रेणेति शुक्रपात्रेण गृह्णाति यजमान देवत्यो गृह्णाति यजमान देवत्यो वै वै यजमान देवत्यो गृह्णाति यजमान देवत्यो वै वै यजमान देवत्यो वै माहेन्द्रो वै यजमान देवत्यो वै माहेन्द्रः यजमान देवत्य इति यजमान देवत्यः वै माहेन्द्रो वै माहेन्द्र तेजो माहेन्द्रो वै माहेन्द्र तेजः माहेन्द्र तेजो माहेन्द्र तेज शुक्र तेजो माहेन्द्र तेज शुक्र माहेन्द्र इति महा इंद्र तेज शुक्र तेज शुक्रो यद् शुक्र तेज शुक्रो यद् शुक्रो यन्माहेन्द्रं यत् शुक्रो यन्माहेन्द्रं यत् यन्माहेन्द्रगुं शुक्रपात्रेण माहेन्द्रं यत् यन्माहेन्द्रगुं शुक्रपात्रेण
Mahendragam Shukrapatreణ Mahendram Mahendragam Shukrapatreణ Grihnati Shukrapatreణ Mahendragam Shukrapatreణ Grihnati Mahendramiti Maha Indram Shukrapatreణ Grihnati Shukrapatreణ Grihnati Yajamane Grihnati Shukrapatreణ Grihnati Yajamane Shukrapatreṇ Shukra Grihnati Yajamane Grihnati Yajamana Eva Yajamane Grihnati Yajamana Eva Yajamana Eva Yajamana Eva Teja Eva Yajamana Eva Teja Eva Teja Eva Tejo Dadati Teja Eva Tejo Dadati Tejo dadhati tejas tejo dadhati dadhati ti dadhati
Sairam. We're still waiting for our guest speaker who should be here in a few minutes. In the meantime, we'll be chanting Sai Gayatri till he reaches. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, on the auspicious occasion of Global Akhanda Bhajans, we have with us Brother Arun Kharidehal. So first we'll be giving a brief introduction. So Brother Arun Kharidehal is a former student of IIT Kharagpur, where he graduated in 1998 with the BTech in Civil Engineering. And then he got his MBA from the Sri Satyasai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashanthi Nilayam campus in 2001. He was later blessed by Bhagavan to serve as his personal attendant, walk beside him during darshans, and work for Radio Sai Global Harmony and Prashanthi Digital Studios between 2001 to 2005 at Prashanthi Nilayam. And he originally hails from Visakhapatnam, India. He is a health information technology professional for the last 20 years. He's currently working as a director at Philips, based out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, along with his wife Pratima and sons Yajur and Keyur. And prior to that, he worked at Cerner Corporation, a fellow Kansas City-based company for its India operations in Bangalore, India. Now I'd like to virtually hand over the mic to Brother Arun. Saidam.
Saidam.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, brother.
Okay. Thank you, brother, for the introduction, and Saidam to everyone in Kansas City and everyone else joining from elsewhere. I hope you all had a wonderful bhajan session, especially the Akhand bhajan. I know a lot of activity has been going on. For me, it just started because it's quite early for me here in Amsterdam, but I'm glad Bhagwan has given me the opportunity to also be part of this auspicious global Akhand bhajan along with all of you. Kansas City is not new to me. Like Karthik mentioned, I've been with Cerner and at least for 7 years, and have been coming to Kansas City quite often. I made at least 10 visits, and every time I come to Kansas City, I obviously used to visit one of my close friends in Overland Park, and it kind of feels a little strange in one of Bhagwan's mysterious ways that I am speaking today to this group virtually, but I'm very glad to be back connected with that wonderful city and that community, and especially our Sai community. Sometime back, Lakshmi Garu and myself got connected through a common friend, and she very graciously offered me the opportunity to speak at the end of this Akhand bhajan, and I took that as a blessing by Bhagwan, and therefore I am here and trying to talk to all of you and share my experiences with Bhagwan, and spread the love that I received from him to this group. We like I mentioned, today is Akhand bhajan, and I've been thinking, like, what should I speak? And there are many memories that came to me, that flooded back to me. Wonderful memories of when I was with Bhagwan, in Bhagwan's proximity, and I was reflecting on the meaning of Akhand. And Akhand, many of you might know the meaning. For those of you who probably do not know the meaning, Akhand means indivisible, the whole, that which cannot be made into parts, that which kind of therefore transcends time and space. And if I have to, then when I reflected on the meaning of Akhand, only one thing that came to my mind that qualifies to be Akhand, that transcends time, that transcends space, that transcends every kind of concept. And if I can ever lay claim to one thing that I have understood about Bhagwan, and that's the only thing I have ever understood, probably not when I was near him, but I definitely understand it now, is that if there is one thing which is really Akhand, that is Bhagwan's love. His love transcends time, space, religions, nations, concepts, and everything that we can imagine. We as humans, divide our existence into so many different concepts. But the only thing that transcends everything is the love of Bhagwan. Therefore, whenever I am asked to speak about Bhagwan, I always remember the love that I experienced when I was with Bhagwan, the love that I experienced, and I did not know it was Bhagwan's love before I came to Bhagwan, and the love that I experienced after I came away from Prashanti Nilayam and continue to lead my life. Sometime in India, now I'm in the Netherlands, Amsterdam, but that's the thing that I continue to feel, and I thought that is the best thing to share with all of you. A few examples, some narrated to me by a few very close people, some that I myself have personally experienced. So speaking of bhajan, the first thing that occurred to me of how Bhagwan actually showed the meaning of what transcends time and space in one of the Akhand Bhajans. And there was this one of my professors of chemistry, Anil Kumar, in Prashanti Nilayam, and this is his experience that he told me. And I think it's a good note to start with, to understand what Swami is. And I think everybody understands that it is the simplest of things that every creature, every human being on this planet understands. There is nobody who doesn't understand love. It is only when we try to analyze it, put concepts on it, that we kind of complicate it. But anyway, coming back to the story, it is Professor Anil Kumar, not the translator. This is another professor of chemistry, and bhajans happen in Prashanti Nilayam, and it's a beautiful experience. I think today also the Akhand Bhajan probably might have concluded. Somebody just sent me a picture of the Kulwant Hall, and he used to kind of sit in the mandir, somewhere outside the bhajan mandir during the evening bhajans, and he used to enjoy the bhajans by closing his eyes. Swami used to sit inside on the throne inside the bhajan hall, and Professor Anil Kumar used to sit outside and of course listen to the melodious voice of our singers, close his eyes, and he used to imagine his favorite posture of Bhagwan. If some of you have seen it in person or in videos, sometimes Bhagwan used to step out of the bhajan hall, and he used to come out into the Kulwant hall, or even when Kulwant hall was not there, into the open area of in front of the Prashanti Mandir. And he used to stand and gently wave to the tune of the bhajans, with his gestures in his hands. It was a very, very beautiful sight to behold. Like he was completely immersed in the devotion that was overflowing in that moment. It was bhajans when Bhagwan was around in Prashant Nilayam was electrifying, and every day was very electrifying. So that was his favorite posture, that Swami standing and gently waving, the whole body, very gently waving to the bhajan. And that was his favorite posture, and he used to close his eyes, and he used to imagine that form of Bhagwan. Obviously Bhagwan was sitting inside, and so one of these days when he was imagining that form, somebody tapped on his shoulder. There was a hush, and somebody tapped on his shoulder, and immediately he opened his eyes. He was sitting somewhere in the portico outside the bhajan hall, and when he opened his eyes, Bhagwan was standing in front of him in exactly the same posture. No surprise in that. And he was waving gently to the bhajans. That is exactly how he was imagining, and Bhagwan was also standing exactly like that. And bhajans were going on, and Professor Anil Kumar opened his eyes and to this beautiful vision in what we call the waking world. What he was imagining was within his mind or heart, I would say. And what Bhagwan then said is a profound statement in Advaita, or a profound statement illustrating Akhanda, what we are celebrating today. And Bhagwan said to Professor Anil Kumar in Telugu, Lopala unna Swami, Baita unna Swami. He said, the Swami that is inside you, that you are visualizing, is also the same Swami that is outside. So that was one of the profound statements that Swami made. And, it kind of illustrates the fact that whenever we think of Swami, whenever we visualize Bhagwan, whenever we feel his presence, whenever we feel his love, it is not an imagination. It is, in fact, the reality that transcended his physical frame and continues to be present everywhere, including our hearts, through the love that he was. So for me, this is one of my favorite experiences that continue to give me the feeling of Bhagwan's presence wherever I go. So, I had several such instances in my infancy of staying with Bhagwan. Bhagwan actually illustrated to me so many times that he's everywhere. He's just beyond time and space. These are concepts that are new to us, and in his own little loving, inimitable ways, Bhagwan used to illustrate this to me. One of the early days in which Bhagwan gave me the opportunity to follow him in darshan after my MBA. That was in the year 2001, around the same time, September, October 2001. And he told me, he gave me a room to stay in South Prashanti. And he told me, you come in the morning and evening and follow me in darshan, and your duty is to gently tell the devotees that they should not touch my feet any longer. That was when he stopped the physical practice of Pada Namaskar. And then he also said, if somebody asks, you should tell that Bhagwan's feet are in your heart. And that reminded me of the very first teaching that Bhagwan gave when he declared his avatarhood, the Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. He didn't say, come and touch the feet of the Guru, in which case, in this case, he is the Guru. He is the Guru of everyone. He is the self in everyone. So that's what he told me. Anyway, that's a little bit of a sidetrack. And I started doing that. It was not in the hostel. It was more in the South Prashanti. And I used to follow Bhagwan in the morning and in the evening darshans. And different thoughts go through, and somewhere I think I started missing my home. And I used to go have food in the South canteen or the North Indian canteen in Prashanti Nilayam. And, it was a routine, I'll go, I'll come back. And, beyond that, it was not like Swami was showing me any attention. I will just follow him in darshan. It's done. I go back to my duties in Radio Sai. And somewhere I was feeling the lack of attention. I expected more attention from Bhagwan. And one of the mornings when I was getting ready to go to darshan and follow Bhagwan, and I had this little iron box, and I had to iron my clothes, the whites that Bhagwan has bestowed on all our Sai devotees, the armies of Bhagwan. I was ironing my clothes, and I thought, if only I was at home, I think my mom would have asked me what I have been eating. And here Bhagwan doesn't even care what I'm eating. I'm just going every day to canteen and just eating whatever food is being prepared there. He doesn't even ask. And that was a fleeting thought. I distinctly remember that thought while I was ironing my clothes. And, it just went away. It was not like I was very upset or anxious. I think that feeling would have probably lasted for less than 10-15 seconds. And then I went to my usual routine. So the darshan was over. And then, after the darshan, I think there were interviews that Bhagwan gave, and then people went inside, came out, and usually there is a intervening period between the darshan interviews and the 9 a.m. bhajans. So there was some time in between. That was a wonderful time in Prashantinilayam, when a lot of devotees in Kulwant Hall would sit. People would sit in the mandir. Swami would mostly be inside. Sometimes he would come outside, but it was pin drop silence. And everybody knew that Bhagwan was around. Nobody could see him, but everybody knew Bhagwan was around. And they would just be absolutely silent, unmindful of everything else in the world, expecting Bhagwan probably to emerge out from the interview room anytime. It was a very powerful time and space to be in. So anyway, the interviews finished, and I was sitting behind the Ganesha in Prashanti Mandir, the little Ganesha. And the interview room door opened, and Bhagwan didn't come out fully. He gestured to me that come inside. And I went inside. He was alone. He went and sat on his revolving chair at the corner, the famous chair. And I sat, and he just started some general conversation. And he quickly came and asked, "Em tintunnavu? Ekkada tintunnavu?" Then I said, "Swami, I eat in South Canteen. Sometimes I eat in North Indian canteens." Then he asked me, "What do they make there?" I gave the menu. He heard the menu patiently, and abruptly he said, "Okay, go." It was as if, he called me to find out the menu in the South Indian and North Indian canteen, and I just came out. Then I realized, why did he call me? And why was he talking about what I was eating and what was the menu? And immediately I could make the connection that this was what I was thinking, that Bhagwan never asks me, sorry, there's a fly floating around, I think. Bhagwan never asks me what I was eating. And then here, in his own, he didn't make a big thing out of it. He just slipped it through in a very natural conversation. And he just asked me. That was a very revealing but very small incident for me, that that it just, nothing escapes Bhagwan's attention wherever you are. And it was the beginning of a process that made me understand slowly, not fully, that indeed Bhagwan was beyond time and space. Otherwise, how would he know? And something as fleeting, something as momentary, probably even I would not have been aware of it. I would have just, it would have just gone by. So that was my first experience of Akhanda, beyond time and space, the absolute, a phenomenon which we cannot understand with our minds, but it is very, very easy to experience if we just accept that it is love, it is pure love, and it doesn't need time and space, because that is what it is. So that was one wonderful experience. And another one of my favorite experiences was quite some time after that. They were quite a few incidents where I could experience the omniscience and omnipresence of Swami, and he was, without your knowledge, he teaches you the simple and profound truth that everything is divine, everything is his manifestation, not just his physical frame that we are looking at. But I was, of course, for whatever reason, I had this opportunity, I had this chance. Maybe I don't know what I did, but I got to savor this utterly sweet physical proximity of Bhagwan. But his attempt was always to let me know that it's just all pervading, not just his physical appearance that we have seen. So by the time I started understanding that he was trying to teach me something, he was trying to tell me that, he's always there for me. And I started accepting him not only as the Lord, the avatar, but also as my own guru. There was this deep relationship that I developed. So after a couple of years, after probably 1.5 years, since I started following him in the Prashanti Mandir Kulwant Hall Darshans, one of these days, Bhagwan asked me to come and stay in Purnachandra auditorium. Those days, Swami was staying in Purnachandra auditorium, if some of you may remember. And he would come from Purnachandra into the Kulwant Hall. So that is the place. And he sent word that you come and sleep with me in Purnachandra auditorium. And I started doing that. So, the auditorium, inside Swami's residence in auditorium, we had a long, that was the backstage of Purnachandra. It was a very, that is what Swami is. It's a very humble, simple place, beautiful, of course. So there was a long corridor with a few rooms and a dining hall. And Swami had his room upstairs. That was it. And what he told me is that I should, that he was very kind to tell me that I should have lunch and dinner with him every day. And of course, I had one of the most tastiest and sumptuous lunches that I ever had in my life, along with Bhagwan. So many memories that flood my mind that sometimes I forget. And, when occasions like this come, I remember, but that's for another day. And he told me, you sleep here in the night downstairs, along with Brother Prushti, and Bhagwan would sleep upstairs. I said, fine. And my place was to sleep in the dining hall. After the dinner, we would get I had a small bedroll. I would roll it on the floor. I had a small pillow. The dining hall was a little extra special because it was a little carpeted, I would say, so more soft and cushiony. And I would sleep there. And one of the things that used to happen, one of the things that I also noticed is that every day to Purnachandra, there would be thousands of letters, not just letters. People would send all kinds of things, out of their love for Bhagwan. It's all love, People would send letters, people would sometimes people would send clothes to Bhagwan, some people will send robes, sometimes people will send shaving kits, and books that they have written. Everybody wanted to offer it to Bhagwan, and the courier system, Bhagwan used to accept it, all of that. He would not reject anything. There's a big bag of letters and articles that would come every day from all over the world through courier, through postage. And one of our duties was to sort that out. We would sort out the letters, we would sort out the articles, and then when the occasion comes, we used to show to Bhagwan that this is what has arrived, and he would probably have a look at it, have a glance at it. And this was one of the interesting tasks that sometimes we used to also partake in. And one day I chanced upon a CD which came from somewhere in the world, and it was not from the Indian part of the world. It was from some Western country. I don't exactly remember. Maybe it's United States, but it was somebody who made a CD called Visual Meditation. And so I was curious to understand what it was, and so I had a laptop, which a Macintosh laptop, which Bhagwan gave it to me as part of my duties at Radio Sai. And one day I put that CD in the laptop, and in the night, and before I went to sleep, I thought I will listen to this. What is this visual meditation? And it was more like a voice, and it started guiding me to imagine a few things. And it said, imagine you are in a forest, and imagine that you are you then approach a lake which was full of crystal clear placid waters. Imagine that you are entering into that lake, and you have cleaned yourself, taken a fresh bath. And then imagine your favorite form of God or Guru that you can visualize from the sky, descending towards that lake. Imagine that your favorite God has then slowly descended down to the ground, and you come out of the lake, and you give his hand to him, and he takes your hand, holds it, and you rise with him. You kind of go with him towards the skies. So your Guru is holding your hand, holding literally, like it was described, that holding your fingers, not even hand, holding your fingers, and you and your Guru are going high in the sky. He's holding your hand. It was a beautiful voice with a very serene background, and you could actually imagine. So this was more like that visual meditation, or a guided meditation that somebody thought, and it was very nice, very powerful, very soothing. So I kind of finished, and obviously you would think who I would have imagined. I imagined that Bhagwan was the one who descended from the skies, and he was the one who held my finger, and he was the one who took me up. I imagined that, and I had a very nice sleep. So the next day morning, now that it was time for darshan, and Bhagwan then started. It was in 2000. This was probably in 2003. Bhagwan then started giving darshan in the golf cart. there was this red golf cart, and Bhagwan would sit in the golf cart because he had that fall, and he was using the golf cart. He was not walking. And me and brother Prushti, who was my counterpart when we were there with Bhagwan together, we would wait near the golf cart. I would be on the left side of the golf cart. Brother Prushti would be on the right side of the golf cart. Every day the routine was fixed. Bhagwan would come, Brother Prushti would give his hand, Swami will take the support of Prushti's hand and get into the golf cart and sit. That was the routine. In the world of Bhagwan, everything, all expectations are very clear. Who's supposed to be where. It was not orally communicated, but it was like that. It just naturally fell into place, and everybody did what they were supposed to do. So that was the routine. It was going on for several months, and that morning Bhagwan came, and he was about to alight the golf cart, and Brother Prushti went and offered his hand as a support, but Bhagwan did not take Prushti's hand, and he gestured to me to come. That was not my usual duty. And I went, and he said, "Give me your hand." I gave it, and he gently squeezed my fingers. In fact, he did not take the support of my hand. He gently squeezed my fingers, and he just got on to the golf cart, gave a smile, and he said, "Let's go." And I went back to my usual place. And from the next day onwards, it was not like he was asking my hand. Only on that day, he said, "Give me your hand." And for me, that unusual change of routine was something that I could not dismiss as a coincidence. Here I was the previous night imploring and imagining, not even imploring, imagining that Bhagwan would come, take my hand, and, as my guru, take me higher and higher. And without one word, without saying anything, he just asked for my hand, held it, and conveyed to me that, yes, indeed, I'm there for you. I will hold your hand, and I will take you. I'm sorry. It's a very emotional moment for me. The love is so overwhelming when I remember all of this. So, so these are the kind of wonderful experiences that I cannot describe, and it always continues. I feel his presence even beyond. When I moved out of Prashanti Nilayam, he asked me to, just go take care of, my personal life. And these are the things that it is not a belief for me that Bhagwan will take care of me. It is a living experience. It is a living experience that he transcends time and space. Does not matter whether I was in Puttaparthi. Does not matter whether I was in Bangalore. Does not matter whether I am in Amsterdam. Does not matter whether you all are in Kansas City. Does not matter at what stage of your life you are. Does not matter whether you are a seasoned devotee serving in the organization. Does not matter whether you keep to yourself, but you still call out to him. You consider him as your inner guide, as your beloved. He's there. He's beyond time. He's beyond space. These are concepts that we have created in our mind. He is, like he said, I separated myself from myself in order to love myself. And if you try to complicate this truth beyond anything, and if you try to analyze, if you try to divide it, then it becomes very difficult to understand. But when you consider him as this love, then it becomes very easy, because that's what unifies everybody. That's what unifies all of you who are in Kansas City, me who is in Amsterdam. And what is it that has unified all of us? It is Bhagwan's love. And it arranges the things that it needs. Nothing is alien to it, including the Zoom technology. What is needed to bring together and create this experience of love will be taken care of by love. One last experience, how unconditional Bhagwan's love is. There was once an incident in which one of the primary school children had some sort of growth on the throat. It is called mumps. And apparently, Bhagwan, after a few days, Bhagwan actually got that. And he told me that I have taken it from that child. And then I said, Bhagwan, in the interview room, I said to him, Bhagwan, they must be great devotees. That child or their parents must be great devotees, that you have taken over the suffering of the child. To which Bhagwan replied in Telugu, వాళ్ళు నా భక్తులో కాదో గాని నా సన్నిధిలో ఉన్నారు, అదే చాలు. So what he said, they may be or may not be devotees, but if they are near to me, and we have to be very careful to interpret this. If you feel near to Bhagwan, all your challenges, all your joys, all your sorrows, all your griefs belong to Bhagwan. Just be near to him. Near to him, it's very easy, because he is everywhere. He transcends time. He transcends space. He is Akhanda. Therefore, if you are near to him, he is as near to you, as near to us as we think he is near to us. So that's the connecting dot. If we think he's inside us, he's inside us. And he's there to guide us. He's there to take care of our mundane joys, suffering, grief, a partner who will journey with us. None of us can say that we are fully there yet, but he is always fully there for us. So these are a few thoughts that I will share with you on this wonderful day. And it was a really wonderful experience for me to count and remember some of those intense moments of love that I have been extremely lucky, for a reason that I do not know, to experience. Hope I have been able to share in good measure, and that's what matters. Remembering him, experiencing his love. These are the moments that we cherish. So once again, I thank the organizers of this event, Lakshmi Garu, and all of you who have probably been patiently hearing to me, to have given me this opportunity. So I probably think that I can conclude now. Is it okay, Karthik?
It was it was simply we truly felt Swami's presence listening to your experiences, and then we'd like to open up the floor for the question and answer session, if that's fine with you.
Yeah, for a few minutes, if it is okay with you, Arun, if you have time. So we'll ask some questions related to Swami, and because you were with Swami so long, proximity, right, in physical form. So
I'm okay with the questions, but I humbly submit that I probably may not be able to answer everything, but I will say what I know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So now we'd like to open up the floor for the question and answer session. So anyone who has any questions for Brother Arun, please feel free to unmute.
Sairam, Arun sir.
Sairam.
Sairam sir. My name is Srinivas. I was also a student from Brindavan and Prapatti. So we always used to, every student used to dream that we have to stay with Swami like you. So that was a pinnacle of our fantasy, and that was a reality for you for many years. But my request, I don't have any spiritual questions to ask, but people like you, I think you should write some books regarding the personal experience you had in these, because see, there are many devotees, but the physical proximity that people like you had, only few people are there who might have had that. So staying with Swami in a house, it's not an ordinary thing. So people, almost 1 billion people are after him, and you are staying with him. It's a once in a lifetime experience. So probably my only request is that if you write some books, maybe at least 1 or 2 or 3, so it will be really helpful for the next generations. How it is staying with Swami. So the books will carry over the generations. So that is where I think probably you can contribute that, and that is my request. So thank you.
Sairam, brother. Sorry, I missed your name.
My name is Srinivas Wangala. So
Srinivas. Srinivas, which batch were you in Vrindavan?
I was in 2007 batch.
Okay.
So means HSD Hundi Satyadharma, HSD.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's one of my far relative actually.
Okay. HSD is also my far relative, very close relative. Anyway, that's another topic. But
do you know Vasu?
I don't know, but we'll catch up offline so that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for your suggestion about writing the book. Sometimes it occurs to me, but I'm kind of quite lazy. But I think sessions like this will at least help me to remember. Hopefully, with Bhagwan's motivation, I will be able to capture, because it is precious. I know that, and I've benefited from books of devotees who have written wonderful experiences. So I will take this as a direction from Bhagwan, and hopefully make it happen.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Srinivas, for your question. Let's see.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Sai Shivakumar, do you have any questions?
Yep, I would like to. Yep. Saram Arun, brother. First of all, thank you very much for your assuring words that Swami is with us. When you said he's beyond space and time, who has control even on our own thoughts. Well, probably I shouldn't say we don't have our own thoughts. Swami even controls that. The fact that we are all thinking about Swami, talking about Swami, we should all consider ourselves lucky to be part of this place. And I have a curious questions. I'm curious to know how you came to Swami's fold after your graduation from IIT Kharagpur, and then what made you pursue MBA at Prasanthi Nilayam. My second question is, when you said that it doesn't matter where we are, Swami, when we are near to Swami, we think about Swami, Swami is taking care of us. Do you have any experience in your life when you felt like you needed some help and there was nobody around you, and then Swami came to your help?
Yes, absolutely. The first question is a very long story, how I came to Bhagwan, but I was exposed to Swami right from my childhood through relatives, and that desire to, it was too good for me to believe that there was somebody like that living on planet Earth. And if there was somebody, I had to be with that person because it was the most important thing. So I kind of, that was my aspiration, to be with Swami, not to be his student, but I felt like, I saw that becoming a student was a very good opportunity. So I attempted MBA after my IIT Kharagpur. 1 year I worked. I was desperate for it, and I got through. So yeah, several things happened between my aspiration and my getting through to MBA, and then Bhagwan asking me to stay back, and but it was a roller coaster ride, I would say. But yeah, nothing was more important for me than being with Bhagwan. And people would ask me, like, why the hell are you going to an unknown place like Prasanthi Nilayam? You should then either be writing GRE and land up in the University of Missouri, or you should be, doing a management course. What is this? But for me, and even my parents were not convinced, but I said, this is it. And yeah, I took a risk, and I think the return is 100-fold for me. Sometimes I don't know. I always remember one of the quotations of Bhagwan, that there's this example he gives of a man climbing a coconut tree. And he says that you should always try to climb the real coconut tree. There is a shadow of the coconut tree, and there are shadow coconuts, and there is a real coconut tree with real coconuts and real coconut water. And he says that, when a man climbs the real coconut tree, his shadow also climbs along with him in the shadow. When he actually takes the coconuts and drinks the coconut, his shadow also, drinks the shadow coconut water. He says, God is like the real coconut tree, and the world is like the shadow. He says that if many people are very scared of pursuing their efforts towards Bhagwan. They'll think that what will happen to my worldly life, how will I earn, and how will I become a successful person. But what he says is, if you go up the real coconut tree, you will also go up the shadow coconut tree. So many people thought like this guy is crazy because he's giving up possibly a great career path. But for me, coming to Bhagwan was coming to the real coconut tree. And my experience that is that he made me good in the world also. He's given me good positions. He's given me good money to take care of myself, lead a life of comfort, took me to several parts of the world, have all the fun that everybody has, but he compensated for everything that I would have thought I missed in terms of career or being successful in the world. So he kind of proved everyone wrong that I was taking a wrong decision by just coming off to a desolate place in India. So anyway, one of the other days. The second, what was your second question?
When you needed help in your life and there
Oh
was
yeah,
there
were innumerable occasions. I can say that, and this was even, I want to tell you that this was even before I came to Bhagwan. You know, one of the years in which I was in IIT Kharagpur, I was so desperate to have Bhagwan's darshan that I just had, I had 100 rupees in my pocket. That was my pocket money for staying in the hostel. And one day I decided that I should just go to Bangalore to have his darshan. And I didn't even know how I would manage. I took a train from Kharagpur, landed in Bangalore, and I had no money. I had no place to stay. All I wanted was to have Bhagwan's darshan. I had nothing, and I don't even know where I would sleep that night. So I didn't care for that, and I went to the canteen which was near Vrindavan, and I was thinking like, you know, what am I going to do here? What will I do? Where will I be tomorrow until tomorrow morning when I have Bhagwan's darshan? And I was having my food. This was in my second year in engineering. When I was having food, somebody randomly came and said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I came for having Bhagwan's darshan." They said, "Did you tell your parents?" Obviously, I did not tell my parents. He asked me, "Where are you going to stay?" I said, "I don't know. I don't have any money." Then he said, "No, you should come with me." And he took me to a person near the ashram. And he said, "This person has come from somewhere. He doesn't know where to stay. He doesn't have any money to eat for the next few days." And that person took me to a place called ITI in Bangalore, in Krishnarajapuram. He kept me in his room for 2 days, took me to the ashram, gave me money to go back because I didn't have money to go back also. So I went back, and I don't know these people. They just popped out randomly, took care of me, and it all happened. And after 15 years of that incident, not 15 years, like 10 years of this incident, I actually saw that person in Vrindavan ashram in the stores. And I went and spoke to him saying like, you know, "Do you know that you took care of me 10 years back?" That person said, "I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry." So who was it? Who was the inner motivator of that person? Why would he come and talk to me, a random person? I trusted that Bhagwan will take care of the things when all I needed was to see him. So this is incredible for me that, you know, these things are arranged. If your sole motivation is Swami, then it's probably on him to take care of the rest of the things. So just one example that I can think of.
Well, thank you very much for sharing those experiences. It truly motivates or encourages us to, you know, think of Lord's name and then have that connection. And especially when after Swami left his physical form, and we don't have to go to Puttaparthi to think of Swami. So we chant bhajan here or dream about him, visualize him. So we are connected with Swami.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I'd like to leave the floor open to others as well.
Thank you, Shiva.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sai Shivakumar. I was actually thinking about asking the same first question as you, Sai, but thank God you asked it.
Let's save time for both of you, right? So
Yeah.
we can give another person an
Yes.
opportunity to.
Does anyone else have any questions for Brother Arun?
We can ask Arun to give a message to all YAs and adults also, so including all age groups. Sairam, Brother Arun, can you please give all of us a message tonight?
I think I just have to repeat what I said. Is that, my message is that we all, every one of us here, in many forms, has been the recipient of Bhagwan's grace and Bhagwan's love. I think what will be our duty and what our greatest gift to him in return is to spread that love among as many people as possible that we come into contact with. So it is the wealth that Bhagwan has given us. We cannot hoard it. We have to spread it. We have to multiply it, and spread his love. I would say that is my message.
Thank you so much, brother. I actually have one question. So we know that you had a lot of close physical proximity with Swami after completing your MBA, but how was it like, when you were actually doing your MBA program? Like, did you have some instances where you got to interact with Swami during that time frame?
Many. There were many instances. In fact, I remember I had a chance to speak to Bhagwan the very first day of my joining. I was very new to the system and probably also a little bold because I had no baggage. I didn't study before MBA there. So there were many instances that it was not very intense. Sometimes he would speak to me. Sometimes, there were long periods in which, I didn't have many interactions. But on the day that sometime in June, when Bhagwan came first time from Vrindavan to Puttaparthi, those days the darshan was happening in Purnachandra because Kulwant Hall was being put with this golden leaf was being put on the top of Kulwant Hall. So it was a magical experience. We would all sit in Purnachandra and workers would be putting this golden leaf in Kulwant Hall, and small particles of gold would be flying from Kulwant Hall into Purnachandra. And, while people were sitting, we would be covered with small particles of gold, and then Bhagwan would come out from Purnachandra, and, so that was the first day he came from Vrindavan, and he was coming through the lines. I never had, my desire was to take Pada Namaskar from Bhagwan. And so when Swami was walking through, he came near me. I got up and asked Bhagwan. That was my first interaction with Bhagwan. Swami, then he said, Amy, said, Naku Pada Namaskaram kavali. I said, I want Pada Namaskaram. Then he looked at me and said, Yenduku? Birthday na? He said, is it your birthday? Then I said, Kadu Swami. Then he was quite rude to me and he said, Aite kucho. Means like, okay, then it's all right, you sit. And then he, not only that, he, for the next boy who got up, he created vibhuti, gave vibhuti to him, and he also gave him Pada Namaskar. So that was my first interaction. And after the darshan, I was like, what was his problem? Why didn't he give me, Pada Namaskar? It was just a very simple request. And I was walking back to the hostel, and I told one of the boys, like, hey, Swami refused to give me, I thought it was like you could just ask and he will give you, but it was not something, I didn't know it was something to be earned. So that boy actually told me something very interesting. Okay. If Bhagwan has refused to give you Pada Namaskar and he told you to sit, my theory is that you're here to stay for some time. You have a lot of things to do here. And then I always remember my classmate who said, that means you still have some time. So like that, there were many instances. I had opportunities to be part of convocation dramas and, give talks before Bhagwan. Bhagwan would come to institute. It was a magical, indescribable fairy tale. Sometimes I pinch myself and ask, like, was it all true?
Wow, that's truly amazing, brother. Let's see. I guess you have a question.
Yes, see, just one more request, Arun. I think you composed a bhajan on Swami, right? Would you like to render that bhajan if you see Bale Swami? I think I heard one of the bhajans. I think you have composed several bhajans. Whatever you feel like comes to your heart.
Are we okay with the time? I'm not sure if.
Yeah. No worries. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, you're talking about that Bale Manchi Swami?
Yes.
Bale Manchi Swami, I remember. I think.
Yeah, we heard in one of your previous talks.
But whatever you feel like, I mean, Adi kuda baagundi mee ishtam. So.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Well, Bale Manchi Swami is an adaptation of a movie song. If you, if some of you watched old Telugu movies, it is an adaptation of a very famous song called Bale Manchi Roju. So one of the speeches, I think it was Dasara time, that Swami asked me to speak. And I wrote this song. And more than me saying I wrote this song, I think it is something very spontaneous that I sometimes think that it just poured out by the grace of Bhagwan. So I actually sang this song in front of Bhagwan in Kulwant Hall on one of the Dasara evenings. I'm not a great singer, but I can give it a stab, and please don't mind if it goes off Shruti or something like that. Are there bhajan singers here?
I mean, the thing is, we're all singing for Swami, so
should come from your heart, right? So please.
Yeah. Okay. So it goes like this. Bhale manchi Swami, Bangaru Swami, Prema Sudhalu Kuripincheti Swami, Ma Swami, Prema Sudhalu Kuripincheti Swami, Chandamama Navu Swami, Kanna Talli Prema Swami, Chandamama Navu Swami, Kanna Talli Prema Swami, Mundu Venaka Undu Swami. I don't remember it fully. Chandamama Navu. Then the next charanam goes like, Ayodhya Puri Elina Swami, ద్వారక పాలించిన స్వామి, షిరిడీలో నడచిన స్వామి, పర్తిలోన నిలచిన స్వామి, ప్రతి జీవుని హృదయములోన వెలిగే పరమాత్మ స్వామి, భలే మంచి స్వామి. I'm trying to think of the first charanam because there was a conversation between me and Swami in the first charanam. Give me like 10 seconds. చందమామ నవ్వు స్వామి, కన్న తల్లి ప్రేమ స్వామి, జంట వెంట నుండు స్వామి, కలనైనా వీడని స్వామి, చిన్న పెద్ద బీద గొప్ప అందరి ప్రియ బంధువు స్వామి. This was the first charanam that I wrote and I sang, and I was translating this into English. And I translated this as Chinna Pedda Bida Goppa, and I translated this as Swami is the closest of close to the young and the old, and I translated Bida Goppa as to the rich and to the poor and the rich in English. And Swami interrupted me, and he said no. He said not rich, great, goppa. So I said yes. Whether you are, poor or you are great, goppa in Telugu. And I think he really liked this. He probably, and this is my ignorance, he kind of ignored the fact that it was adapted from a movie song, but he really liked it. And after this song, he called me and he materialized Vibhuti and he gave it to me. And he went on asking, after this speech, he went on asking all the elders sitting in the veranda that how did he speak today? How did he speak today? How did he speak today? And many people said, very nice, Swami, very, very nice. And he just loved it. And I think this was one of my favorite songs that I wrote. That I always, it's a very nice song to hum to.
Yes.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much for that. Let's see.
You have rendered it so well. I think chala baga padaru. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See, does anyone else have any questions for Brother Arun? I see that there's Ramya, Monica. Does anyone have any questions for Brother Arun? Okay, if not, on behalf of the Kansas Sci Center, we'd like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for you being able to share your sharing your divine glimpses of Swami's divinity. And we look forward to hearing more from you in the near future, and hope the next time you come to Kansas City, definitely visit our Kansas Sci Center.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to all of you for allowing me to reminisce some of those wonderful, or relive those wonderful moments. So humble pranams to Bhagwan, and very nice being with all of you on this day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sai Ram, once again, and thank you so much for creating time for us, Brother Arun. Looking forward to hear from you soon.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. So later today, since it's past midnight, we will be concluding Akhanda Bhajans at our usual center session. So 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. will be the usual Veda chanting, followed by Bhajans from 4:30 to 5:45 p.m. So all of you, please do sign up to render bhajans for later today as well. And now we'll be moving on to Mahamrityunjay Mantram. It's actually 3 times today, followed by Harti and Vibhuti prayer.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mangalahari. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Pati Maheshwara. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Sashivadana Srikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Apadbandava. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Daivamu Mariam Tayumire Swami Mariam Tayumire Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Sayana. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupa Vojasvi Vo Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Harati Amduko Mangala Haratulamduko Mandara Giridhari. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Sai Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Sai Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutin Paramam Vichitram Leela Vibhutin Paramartha Ishtartha Moksha Pradhanam Baba Vibhutim Idamashrayami. Sacred, holy, and supreme is Baba's Vibhuti, pouring forth in brilliant streams, display of Vibhuti. So auspicious is its might, it grants liberation. Baba's Vibhuti, its power protects us. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutim, Paramam Vichitram Vila Vibhutim, Paramartha Ishtartha Moksha Pradhanam, Baba Vibhutim Idamashayami. Sai Baba Vibhutim Idamashayami. Om. Om.